This short video will assist you in preparing for advisory for the week of October 26th through the 30th. This is the first lesson of the second quarter, and it is the same lesson for grades 9 through 12. On slide 2, you'll see the agenda. The primary focus for this week's advisory is scheduling and preparing for student-led conferences. On slide 3, you'll see the usual welcome. Go ahead and prepare some type of opening activity. If you need new ideas, then you might choose to visit the community building section of the PLT Canvas course, where you'll see a variety of different ideas that work for both in-person and remote advisories. On slide 4, we will be inserting any questions and answers or any reminders that apply to all students. These will be in here by Monday. There is nothing that you would need to prepare for related to the question and answer slide. On slide 5, you'll see the results from the homecoming activities that we participated in last week. We will be inserting a picture of the king and queen before the advisory lesson on Monday. The rest of the results are updated on the left side of this slide. On slide 6, we will be conducting a mock election. This includes the chance for students to vote for the president and various different Kansas elections that are taking place. The following week, there will be either a QR code or directions for where to find the form, and those will be posted here by Monday. Again, nothing that you need to prepare for, just encourage your students to participate in the MHS mock election. We will share student body results in the following week's advisory. On slide 7, SAD is sharing some information related to Red Ribbon Week. In the past, students have been able to sign the Red Ribbon Week posters. In this year, students may sign via the QR code that is shown on the slide. Encourage them to participate if they choose to. They can scan that using their iPad or using a mobile phone. On slide 8, the tech tip of the week is shown. You may play the video directly from the slide, or the link is shown here. The link is also in the lesson plan should you have any trouble. This week's tip of the week features strategy for organizing students' OneDrive. You can certainly add any details and tips that you personally have, or ask students to share their ideas with other students to encourage good organizational tips amongst your advisory group. On slide 9, we begin preparing for student-led conferences. This first slide is directed towards the who's, what's, when's. Note that conferences, like everything else, are different this year. We will have roughly 1 month starting this week and continuing up to Thanksgiving break. And during this time, we will need to schedule student-led conferences amongst the advisor, the student, and a parent or guardian. This can be done in person or through Zoom. It can be done during advisory, after school, during plan time, really any time that is agreeable to both the student and the advisor and the parent or guardian who will be participating. There is a sign-up form that is available to advisors in the lesson plan. It's also posted in the PLT folder for this week that you may use to guide your scheduling. If you choose to use something else, that is fine too. This is just a sample that you could use for sign up if you choose to. On slide 10 and 11, you'll see that we reference the student-led conference script. This script is available to be printed. Advisors can do so by selecting the script from the lesson plan, or it's also available in the PLT folder, and you could print and make copies for your in-person students if you choose to do that. Remote advisors or in-person advisors could choose to direct students to the advisory course on Canvas, and they can find a copy of the script that they can use to make notes on. How you choose to direct students to prepare is completely up to you. You might use the suggestions that are listed in red on the slides, or you may have your own things that you'd like students to do, such as write on sticky notes or highlight certain pieces of the script, anything that is most important to them, top 3 things they want to talk about. all kinds of different ideas that you could use the script for. Remember, the script is just an outline. The conference itself can, take on any direction that you need it to for your particular student, but here is something to use as a guideline. Specifically, this slide references the I-Plan. The I-Plan can be found, or a blank copy of the I-Plan can be found on the Canvas advisory course. This would be a good option for the remote students and advisors. Students who are in person and in grades 10 through 12, the advisor likely has the old I-Plans in the student folders, and you could pass those out at this time. 9th grade advisors have access to new forms. You can see the email from Michelle for picking up I-Plans, or of course you can find this on Canvas as well. On slide 11, we continue to use the script. This is talking more about the students' grades and attendance, also the emotional well-being. We have edited the script to be relevant to the 2020-2021 school year. So you'll notice it talks about hybrid and remote learning. This may be an area that you want to spend a little bit more time on, since certainly the mode of learning is different this year, and perhaps that is contributing either positively or negatively to a student's attendance or grades or emotional well-being. Again, use the script as a guideline, and if there's anything in particular you want your students to do with the script, then feel free to let them know that. These are just some suggested points that a student might choose to talk about. It would be great if your students could all sign up for conferences today. If not, then probably by the next advisory, that should be done. This is the form that is available to you in the lesson plan or in the PLT course, and you can use that however you like or make something similar. We will be asked to submit our completed form of some type to administration. We'll do that through Canvas in the November 24th week. That will be part of your PLT to-do list for that week. Notice you can have an in-person or a Zoom conference, whichever works best for your student and their parent or guardian, and of course yourself. We did suggest that you have some times available in advance that students may choose from, so that may involve you editing this sign up a little bit or posting some times on your screen virtually, or maybe on the board in your classroom. Really, anything goes as far as sign up. This is just a model that you might choose to use if you don't have something else in mind. As usual, if your advisory has other questions, then submit them here and we will do our best to follow up with you individually, or if it is a good question for the whole student body to see the answer to, then we have been posting those on the Q&A slide at the beginning of each advisory. We will continue to work on grade level tasks next week. That will include reminders of scheduling for student-led conferences, and then we will also have the next compassion lesson, part 2 of the series that is being produced by the Compassion Committee. And then in that week before the Thanksgiving break, we will be celebrating by having some type of advisor choice lesson or focusing a little bit more on gratitude. Have a great week. If you have any questions, contact a member of the advisory committee.